Hi friends, it's Nancy and welcome to part 2 of our Christmas TN Journal number 2, and I'm using Sweet Pea Curiosity's Old World Christmas, also her torn Christmas papers that are available on her Ko-fi page, which she so graciously gave everyone. And also I am going to be using the Christmas ephemera digital kit from It's Probably Sharon, and everything is listed below. And so now we made our base. We've got the base ready. So now we're going to do some pieces to go on the base. That's the second part of our recipe here. Okay, so as you remember, we have our base here, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous. And just like the other one, we have a side tuck here, we have a top tuck here. We did the policy closure on this envelope to be different. We have the two side pockets here and a tuck here. Okay, so since I used this for the envelope here, I found one of the a piece of the kit that would be perfect to put right on here. So it's the page with this on it. It has the long, let me just get these pieces out of the way. It has the two pockets and this, and you'll see it on a page to put it together. It's got a little diagram too, and it comes with these two little pieces to go in them. So I printed these pieces here on my 28 pound. So I am going to back these with some coffee dyed paper. So I'm going to just glue that onto the paper so then we can cut it out. So I'm just going to use my glue stick here and get my glue book here. I'm so excited to work on this one. And I'm going to be using some gold I got to use gold. I just think this one calls for gold, so I will show you what I'll be doing. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you had a great weekend this past weekend. Oh, it's full on mode now towards Christmas, right? But first Thanksgiving. So we'll see how that goes, right? If you celebrate it. If not, I hope you're just spending the day doing something wonderful with somebody you love. That will be good. Okay. So I'm going to let that just dry for a second. I'll cut it out. So let me get the pieces here, and I'll show you how I put it together. It was a little, I don't know, it was a bit confusing for me, but that's okay. I think I got it down pat. So I cut this out. I cut these off, and I will be inking in my vintage photo. So I'm just going to ink here for now. And then, we'll have to do some scoring around this pocket here and a couple of things here. So I'm just going to kind of go in there and run my ink around that circle there and here. Okay, and here too. Okay, so now I'm going to get my little scoreboard out because this has some gussets that we need to do. So I'm going to do that really quick here. Just line it up and give it a little crease there, right? Yes, this kit is huge. It's really big. So much to work with. This would really, there's so much of it in here. I don't think I can even fit it all in here. So definitely you could make bigger journals with this kit. But I'm going to have fun with this. You'll just have to wait and see what's coming, but I think we're going to have a great time with this. Okay, I think I'm done with this for now, so I'm going to put it to the side. Okay, so I'm just going to fold this here the best I can. And this is actually going to fit perfectly on that envelope. And I thought, well, that's something different. You know, I know the recipe of the journal is the recipe, right? I call it the recipe. I love that. But depending on the kit and what's in the kit makes it interesting to put in some different elements, I think. And this kit definitely has some different elements. Marisa makes beautiful kits, and I just love this one, this Old World Christmas with the children. I absolutely love it. All right, so let me cut these out now. They're kind of dry, so they're little journaling cards here. I started Christmas shopping. I don't have a lot to do because my grandkids are, you know, I don't have a lot to do, but I always get them an ornament, something that usually from a trip that we took during the year, or something meaningful to each child. I've been doing that since they were little, and hopefully someday when they grow up and have families of their own or move out, you know, that they'll have these ornaments to put on their tree, and they'll remember that Nana always bought them an ornament. So my oldest grandson, he is 18. He's in first year college, and so he's doing well, and he'll be home for the holidays, so that's good. And then his brother is 14. And then that's my older daughter's children. And then my younger daughter has two girls, 9 and 11. So, yeah, okay. Because I'll talk and then I won't work. So hold on. Okay, so what we're going to do is ink this up. And I'm just using my vintage photo here. And if you look, when you print this out, it's got a little indentation you can cut out little to make it look really cool. So I just snipped those with my scissors. I'm just going to go real quick around here. But we're going to glue those pockets on and fill them. And I'll show you it fits perfectly on that envelope. Okay. Okay, yeah. All right, so let's just do this. We can always glue these on and go around again. And let me see where this one... I have my little diagram here, so let me just take a look here. Okay, so this one is going to go here, according to her paper. And then the circle one goes in the middle. So we'll do that. That one's going to get glued to the middle here. And then this one gets glued to the top one. Okay, so let's get that done. I'll glue this one on, make sure I'm in frame. Okay, so I'm going to get my glue and, you know, just glue the very edge if you can. We've got little things that are going to go in here, so it'll be fine. And then I always buy them Christmas pajamas. Of course, the boys get lounging pants and t-shirts. They don't wear pajamas, right? I do that, and then that one's going to go on the bottom here. Okay, so let's get that on there. Now this one has two little gussets, so I don't know. I just put glue all the way, even on the plain side. I might be putting this together totally not right, but this is how I saw it to put it together. So there might be another way. I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. So, but it works for me doing it this way. So, okay, this one's going here on the middle part here, like this. Okay, so that's a little pocket there. And then this one goes on the top. And this one only has two little gussets, so it still works. And you probably could cut yourself, add a gusset to it when you cut it out, but it worked fine like this. So, and this one goes right here. So let me just make sure that's uneven. Okay, so there's that. That's super cute. And we got all the sides inked. Okay, that looks good. So let me bring the journal over and show you how easy this is. Look at how pretty that's going to look on here. Isn't that pretty? I absolutely love it, and it fits perfectly. And even if your journal is a little smaller because you had the white borders, you can always, see, I still have a 1/4 inch at the top, but you can always just make this pocket maybe a little shorter here, but I don't think it would make a big difference at all. So I'm going to glue this whole piece onto the cover here, the back side of this envelope here. And that's going to be our first piece of ephemera we're going to add to the base. Okay, so I'm gonna get that on. Hopefully my glue's not going to dry up, and it will cooperate today. We had 70-degree weather on Saturday. It was windy, but 70 degrees. I mean, if you were out, you saw everybody was out putting their outdoor decorations out because that was the day to do it. And Sunday was much colder, only 50, I think. So it went down 20-something degrees, which is our Chicago weather anyway. But, yep. Okay, so I'm going to kind of just put this in the middle. I'm going to eyeball it. And then I'm going to set it down like this. And look how pretty that is on there. And it fills up that envelope just right. Just right. Okay. So then, let me just cap this up here. We're going to add some, oh wait, I have, from the kit, I did have a 25 here. This 25, everything is from the kit. There's little tiny pieces you can see. Oh, I was going to just trim my little corners off here to make it look good. There's so many pieces, you won't even know what to pick. And wait till you see the tags, but that's in the next video. That's going to be fun, so fun. So I'm going to add this to this envelope up here, just for some interest. Like that. Just going to do that, but you can, you know, definitely decorate how you want. Okay, so now we need to work on the pieces that go in here. Okay, so now what I want to do, the reindeer is going to go into the circle opening here, so I'm going to give it a little ink here. And I realize when you put this in here, it's hard to get it back out. So we need a little pull on here. So I'm going to get out my star punch that I have listed below. It's on Amazon. I'm just going to give it a hole up here, just eyeballing it here, like so. And then I'm going to get out, I have some pretty gold and white string here, so I'm just going to make a little pull on there. I'm just going to tie a little pull. So let's get that on there. And then you could journal on the back of that too. So I'm just putting that through there and giving it a tie. Okay, like that. So now we can get that out of there. Something to grab onto, like that. See, then that goes way down in there. Like that. Cute, right? Just like that. Okay, and then I'll get this one inked up too. Okay. So we're going to stick that one in here, but we're also going to add more. Here's a couple little snowman ticket style things. Little things, you know, things. Little tickets. What am I saying? 2 little snowman tickets that I cut out. I'm going to put these down in here. Okay, and then I cut out some of the tags that we're going to put in there. Oh, I'm so sorry. I knocked my glue down and that was loud. I apologize for that. I think I'm going to just punch the holes inside with my star. Okay, and this one too. I am Sharon from It's Probably Sharon showed this star punch, and I had to go get it right away because I absolutely love it, and I'll be using it now. So okay, so we have that little tag, and then we're gonna get this one. We're gonna load the pockets up with some tags here, put another string on one or two of them, and this piece will be done. Okay, so now let's get the string, and I think I'm gonna put one here on this one, and then these two I'm just gonna kind of put in here for now, like that. Okay, and then I'll just put another little string just for decoration, a little something there on this one here. Okay, and I just love how this fits perfectly on our envelope, and it looks great, don't you think? I love it. That was like the perfect piece to put there. Okay, so then I'm just going to put this one down in here, I think, like that, and just have those little strings hanging. So that's our first piece there. And then here I'm not going to do anything, but I want to add one of the no, I know I had it cut out here. What did I do with it? Let's see, here it is here. The page of these little tags here. There's so many on a page, you won't run out of them. She's got so many, Marisa has so many of these on there. I absolutely love them. So I just want to put this one like kind of right here, Believe in the Magic, just to put something there for now. Okay, so I'm going to put that here. Make sure you stay clear of your, you know, your bends in your journal here. See, it just adds a little something. Okay, and now on this side here, we're going to make another one of the pockets that were in the kit. And now you see there's a page in there of bows, right? And when I had already bought this kit, and when I saw the bows, that's what made me think of the die that I had that I used in Amy's Painted Christmas, that red bow. And when I saw this, I had seen this kit first, and I saw the bows, and I'm like, I love all the bows in here. So we're going to put this little pocket together and put a bow in there. So let me quickly ink all this up. Oh, first we have to, let me just move that out of the way. It looks like I have to score this pocket here. So let's do that first. Now this is, I printed this on cardstock, so this is a little stronger. I get my cardstock from Hobby Lobby. It's white heavy duty. It's called heavy duty cardstock. They have regular, and then on the package you look, it says heavy duty. That goes through my printer fine. And I have an Epson ET 2760 because I know sometimes people ask, and I love it. It's the second one I had bought in how many years, but I don't even know if they make that anymore. They're always, you know, improving, so I don't even know if that's available out there. But I do love my Epsons, so I'm very happy with that brand. I love the way it prints, and I usually don't have any problems. The only problem is I run it out. I run it down, and I have to get a new one because I print a lot. So I really feel like I get my money's worth out of my printers. Okay, so I'm just going to do this, but I have, well, let's get this together and I'll talk. I get so excited I want to tell you everything, and then I'm losing track of what I'm doing right now, you know? So that's the little kid in me, I think. So this was on one page. I think there were 2 different kinds, but I picked this one. Okay, so now I did score that, so I'm just going to fold that back on these gussets here. Okay. All right, so now this goes on here. Okay, that goes on there. I tried to put it like in here, and maybe I just don't think it's meant for that. I think it's meant for to be on top, the gussets. So that's what I'm doing. So let's get the pocket glued on. Okay, I'm gonna get that glued on here. Okay, just want to make sure I'm getting it on right, the best you can. And if you need to hit it with some more glue, we can, but I think we're good there. So I'm just going to hold it down for a second, and then we're going to decorate. I'm using this pretty ribbon here. This was again from Stampin' Up. It's a real pretty soft cotton ribbon with gold in it, so I'm going to be using that, but any kind of ribbon you have. And then I also have, this is a Stampin' Up, like a real fine lace. I'll be using that as well. And okay, so there. So I want to put a little bit of this on the front, and so I'm going to cut a piece and then just make a little bit to go around the back. That's what I'll do, like that. This is about I don't know what, it doesn't matter what size. This is 3/8 of an inch wide that I had. And what I want to do is glue this on here, and I am going to glue this little holly berries sign on here like that, okay? So we can do that. And I'm going to use, I think I'm going to just use my wet glue here. So let's just kind of eyeball in the middle. Get some glue down on there. Okay. And then this way, I'm going to put this on. Like that. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the back here and just put this on the back. It's a fraying ribbon, so I have to be very careful with it. If it frays, then you put a little fray check on there or some glue on the end to hold it. But we're going to glue this down in there, so this will be fine. This is not holding, so hold on, let me get some more on there. Just neat. It's a shorter end, so I'm going to just hold that for a second. So while I'm holding that, I have Tim Holtz Distress Crayon in tarnished brass. I'm pretty sure these are still available. They came in a kit like this, metallics. So you get a silver, you get antique bronze, and tarnished brass, which is gold to me. So I'm using this, and it's really easy to put on things to highlight them. Boy, that little piece just doesn't want to stay down, does it? I might have to put a piece of tape on there, but it should work. It just needs there. So there we go. And then I'm not pop dotting this because this is giving it dimension already. So I'm just going to glue this on like that and put it in the middle. And I think that's really cute, right? So we'll just leave that dry for a second. It's on there. So what I want to use that for is I want to highlight, and this, I've been doing this to a lot of pieces, and I love it because I wanted to see how I could add more gold. So I'm going to take my pieces here that are going to go in the pocket, and I take the crayon and I just go around. I inked it, but then I'm just going around the edge. Really easy like that. You just look at, and I'll show you up close if I can get it to the camera. Let me just go around, and even the bow, and it really adds. You don't have to wait for it to dry or cure or anything. So if you can get yourself something like this, and it's like the perfect antique gold, even though it's called tarnished brass. To me, it's gold. So I'm just going around the edges here, and then the bow here, and then the little thing there, here, and then I will show you up close if you can see it. So can you see the shine on there? It just really, really adds, not in your face shine, but antique-y, goldy shine. I love it. And that's all you have to do with those. So now I have the pocket. I'm going to put this little tag in the pocket. That goes there. And then I wanted to put this cute little bow in there too. So I'm just going to kind of layer those in there. And now we're going to take our base here. Okay, and we're going to glue it right over here. I know it's hard to cover these things up, but I think it looks really pretty there. It highlights that, and it just looks nice. So I'm going to glue this on. Okay. Get some good glue on there. It's very hard to cover up these pages because I just love how they are collaged, and all the elements on there is just really, really pretty, but it's okay. It's more to look at. So I'm just being mindful of where my crease is here, and I'm just going to kind of glue it on like so. And let me just hold that down there for a second, and then we're going to move on. I love all these tags in here and the pictures of the children, and so we have this pocket with all this good stuff. You could fill it with more. There's so much ephemera. You could fill a lot more into these pockets here, but for now, that's what I'm doing. So far, so good, right? And then let's turn the page over. All right, now on this page, we are going to put one of our our one of our bow tucks is what I wanted to do. And I picked the Santa. Look at how cute that is. So we're gonna have to add gold. But I wanted to put another one of those little tags on the bottom there. You could really go crazy putting these around, but this one says snowflakes are kisses from heaven, and I wanted to put that right there by that sweet child. So I want to do that. Okay, so sometimes just a little something like this is what you need to just add something, a little something, right? Okay, let me move that to the side for a second, get my little paper out here, and close this here. Okay, so I'm just using this cute Santa. Let me ink it first, and then we're gonna do the gold around it again, because you can tell this is kind of like a gold bow, and I want to enhance it. It really does add something. So if you don't have that crayon, you might have some other kind of a gold pen that you could use, that you could go around the edges, or see what you have. I'm just using what I have. So okay, so now we have that. So I'm going to take the crayon again. Okay, and I'm going to go, I'm going to go around the bow like that. Just like that. Even go around there. It's not messy too. It's really nice. Okay, I think I got everything. So see how it just adds a little something there. I love that. Okay, now we're going to glue it on and tuck that cute little snowman in there. Okay. But like I said, there's so many pieces. You can tuck whatever you want, and there's more than one bow too. So I am going to, much I don't want to cover anything up, I am gluing this bow right here, and I'm only going to glue, to make it the tuck, I'm only going to glue here. You'll see what I mean, because you don't want to put too much, because then it won't be good as a tuck. It won't secure what you're tucking under there. Okay, so just like that, if you can see. All right. Okay, so I'm going to kind of set, and remember we have our little indentation there. So I'm going to just kind of put that there and let it glue. I'm not tucking anything in there until I know it's dry, but this will go in there. So we'll leave that there for now. All right, and then what else do I want to do? Okay, we're gonna let that dry. So then the next page here, which is this page here, okay, so I'll show you what I'm gonna do there. There was a page that had these envelopes on it. So I'm gonna finish just cutting these out really quick. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Yeah, this a lot of fussy cutting in here, but it's all good stuff. And then we'll probably have so many leftovers, you can just keep using it in other things you make. Okay. So we have one cut out, okay? Now the other one, I'm going to cut out just the bottom part of the envelope, you'll see. Because then we're just going to use this as a tuck, a real envelope tuck. So I'm going to cut one of these out like this. We don't need the top part, Okay, so you can get rid of that. And then I'm going to ink this before I glue it on. And then let's take the other one here, and we can ink that one up. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to glue here, here, and here, and glue it on top of this one here, okay? I'm going to put my hand down so I can try to get a nice thin line. There we go. Okay, now line this up and then get this on top like that. That should line up just right. That's pretty good. Okay. And I have another one here, Winter's Silent Beauty. Winter's Silent Beauty. So I'm going to ink that. And if you want, you can put gold on a lot of things, but I'm trying to control myself. So I'm going to put that right there. Right there. Okay. All right. And then we are going to glue this right about here. And I think it looks really nice. I'm going to glue this whole thing down. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to put it right about here, like that. Right about there. Make sure that stays down. And then I just love this little picture here. I need to ink it. And I gotta make sure it's gonna fit. Sometimes if to fit, yeah, this will fit. You might want to just check the fit. Or you might have to trim a little bit of your photos depending on what you're doing with them and where you're putting them. Okay, let me close my glue. Okay, you can even put gold around these. We can, you know, I'm not going to do it, but once you start, you're going to like, what else can I put gold on? Okay, so now this one can go right into there. Come on. I think I cut, oh yeah, that's right. I did cut part of the bottom off, which I think on this photo is fine. That's right, I did. Okay, so I need to do that. Let's see here. Let's check it. That's what I did, yeah, right. Because he was a little too tall, so I figured he was a good one that I could, or she was a good one that I could, well, maybe just a smidge more. Just, I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me get my little cutter out here, just to make sure I'm cutting it straight. And I'm just gonna cut a smidge more off. There we go, that's good. Because some of them you don't want to cut, but this one here had enough of the coat that it's not, I'm not cutting off anything important. that we want to see. So yeah, see, that's really cute. So let's get that in there. Come on. Okay, there we go. Perfect. So I want it to just line up with the top here. Sweet. Okay, there. So that's good. I'm not adding any more because I just love how this looks. We have that. And then on this side, I didn't cover anything here, but we added the ticket, the little ticket thing or saying there. We did our bow, and now you can use it as a tuck. So I love that. That's so pretty. And then here we did the pocket, and we highlighted things in gold and stuck that in there. Added a little ticket there. And then on the back of this envelope here, we did this whole layout that she had in the kit. So easy. The only other thing I want to do is on the back, I wanted to add a pocket here. So when I just picked one of the journal cards here, one of the many beautiful journal cards, and I want to, there's my glue book here. I want to first ink it, and I'm going to make it into a little pocket. I'm not putting a divot. I guess I could put a divot in there. I want to ink it, and I want to add gold to it because this just looks like it needs gold, in my opinion. So I'm just going to go around it here with gold. That's all I do. And I want to glue this here, and I'm going to put it like to the side here so we could still see this little girl. And I picked this one here. Might have to trim a little, but I'm thinking I'm going to be okay. So I'm going to ink this little one up. This is so sweet. I love the babies. I love the children. And then you've got a journaling card on the back. Okay, so we have that. Now let's glue this on. Get rid of that. I'm going to glue this on here. And if you glue it on and you have to trim your photo, there's definitely enough give there that you can trim a smidge off to make it go in there. Ooh, a little wavy there, huh? Okay. So I want to put it, I'm sorry to cover, I realized she had little angel wings there, but you know, we still get to see her. So I'm going to kind of put this here, a little bit away from the side, a little bit away from the bottom, like that. Now remember, this one doesn't have a gusset on it, so I'm going to see about putting her in that far. Yeah, she fits perfectly in there. But like I said, if you need to trim it, you will. I'm going to have her sticking out like that because I want to see her holding her present. So that's just a little extra something. And then if you want, you could put another one of those pretty little tickety sayings here. But I might, and I might not. But that's a decision you can make. So there's the back. Open it up. We did this on the envelope. We did a bow tuck here on the double pocket deal. Here we did a pocket here with this ephemera in it. Added that. And then we made the little envelope here and tucked that child in. So that's the decor for the base, okay? So now we've got that decorated, and I feel we're good on that. So then the next video, we will be making the tags for the pockets of the journal, okay? All right, friends, so thank you for hanging with me. I appreciate you, and have a blessed day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.